Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the farm. There's a little bit of a problem today because Dad went down to the Broads National Park, and on his way back, when he was just coming up the lane here, one of the spikes on one of the barriers had hit the tractor, and consequently this is what we're left with. So we've got a Michelin multi-bib 540 65R28 tyre, which has got a puncture now in its sidewall. As Dad went past, he had a big thud on the tyre wall, and basically the thing has gone through it. The spike completely perished, and so it's a real shame. You know, we could have a long chat about who'd done the right thing, who'd done the wrong thing. You know, you could change. You know, could Dad have swerved out of the way on the way home? You know, so many things you can look at and say, you know, should have done it this way, should have done it that way. It's one of those things. You know, at the end of the day, nobody was hurt. Dad managed to nurse the tractor back home because the tyre has perished. It's, you know, it's worthless now, which is crazy because we've got to ring up for a price of one of these. But yeah, it is what it is. And you know, it's this COVID thing. There seems to be roadworks everywhere at the moment, wherever you go in the country. I don't know about any of you guys out there. Even going to Cambridge the other day, pretty much the entire journey was just going through roadwork. It's a bit of a rant, it's a bit of a moan today, I know. But you know, it's one of those things. It is raining today on the farm. But yeah, look, you can arm and ah about it, but it's happened. So we've got to ring up a couple of companies. There's, you know, this tractor's got the Michelin multi-bibs on it, which are, I think they're a really good tyre. I've had this on an 18-ton spreader, and they haven't bulged too badly. I know some other farming YouTubers aren't the biggest fan of Michelins. I know Mr. One Lonely Farmer in America doesn't like them very much, and he's got Trelleborgs, which look really nice. I'd like to try those out at some point. They've been really good to us, Michelins. I think if you get the multi-bibs, and they do also make the X-bibs, I think they're a really good tyre. So our job this morning, we've got to go and price up a tyre, and be picking up the bill for it. Andy now joined me back in the Olly's farm office, and I've just had to order the new tyre. So this is the tyre I've just ordered. So it's a 540 65R28 Michelin multi-bib. Came out at £1,074, including the VAT. Luckily you can get the VAT back. But as I've said, you know, at the end of the day, nobody was hurt. But it's a shame that because of the way the tyre was spiked by the road sign on the side of the road, which was sticking out, and it just caught the tractor tyre as it was going past, that's what's caused the sidewall to split. And once you've got a split sidewall, as I'm sure a lot of you guys from farming will know, your tyre's shot basically, so that's what's happened. So we've got a shot tyre. But it is scary, you know, nowadays, how much tyres cost. I feel pretty happy now when I take the up in and it costs about £100 to get a new tyre on that. It's not the end of the world in comparison with some of these tractor tyres now. Luckily this is a Michelin multi-bib, which is a premium tyre, but it's not. I think the Trelleborg one was £1,200, and that's they're only 540s. If you went for 650s, it'd be like, you'd be heading towards 2,000. I mean, some of those big Fendt, the 1040s, the 1050s, those front tyres on those tractors must be about 2 or 3 grand plus, probably more like 4 grand, just for a front tyre. Unbelievable. But yeah, things are getting more expensive. Even the BKTs I looked at were £800. You know, it's like inflation. You know, how are you supposed to farm in this country? Everything's getting so expensive. You spend all of your money, all of your capital on the cost of farming, and what you get in return is not a lot. So, you know, because food's all being imported from abroad. So, a bit of a rant, I know, and it is disappointing. But I'm trying to make a negative into a positive today. That's just what I try and do. And, you know, keep that positive mindset. And, you know, the tyre's popped, tyre's blown. You know, make that scenario into a good scenario by being able to hopefully pay for the tyre and get a new tyre on. I could buy the BKT, which I think would be about, without the VAT, would be about 90, maybe £100 cheaper. But I just don't think they run the same when you've got different brands on. I mean, if it was 2 tyres on the front and the rear, you know, for example, two BKTs on the front, 2 Michelins on the rear, fine, have the BKTs. But because I've got another Michelin on the other side, may as well just have the Michelin. And you know, it will just do the job at the end of the day. They are slightly worn. Yeah, so the wearing will just be a bit uneven, but you know, is what it is. Can't really change that, unfortunately. Just got to wait until Wednesday was the delivery time on the dispatch the invoice. So we've got delivery on Wednesday, and then we're going to have the new tyre fitted for Thursday. It is what it is. One of those things. You know, that's life. That's what happens. That's farming. is what it is. Yeah, can't change it. So tomorrow, I was supposed to get the 135 off today, but it's coming tomorrow because there was a breakdown. The Hauliers loader is broken down. He's got a Merlot, and I told him to buy a Manitou, but you know, it's quite funny. But no. So yeah, his Merlot loader broke down last night, and he couldn't load up the hay or the silage, and the haylage, and it will be loaded tonight because he's hopefully fixed the loader. I'm going to call him in a sec, and then he can finally come over in the morning, and he can drop off the silage bales and take the 135 on the back load. I do like the Merlots; they are really good. The only thing with the Merlot I wasn't so keen on was the little joystick. I think they've got a new one coming out next year, and I tell you what, that is a smart machine with the new Merlot's new curved joystick. I think that'll give Manitou a run for their money. But yeah, it is what it is. The grass is always greener, isn't it? You know, everything else out there is so much stuff nowadays. So thank you very much for watching today's video, by the way. Is what it is, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.